Happy Tuesday! Welcome to Adobe Live. My name is Jasmine, and I am joined by the wonderful Julia Masalska.
Yay!
Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me back.
Yeah, welcome everybody. I can see the chat. Let's see who's here. Shout out your city or location. Where are you guys coming from? Where are you viewing from? I see Tim. Hi, Tim.
I hope there's some people from Germany over here.
Anybody
some
from Germany?
Some of my friends.
Nice. I see Heidi Morrow. Hi, Julia. Jasmine.
Hi, Roman.
Hi, Paco.
Wow, so many people today.
Oh my gosh,
That's
you
awesome.
guys are, yeah. I like this. We're already getting off to a good start. Welcome. It is International Women's Month, which is super exciting. We have a lady lineup this week, so it'll be really, really exciting. Don't forget to check out the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge. You can register on the challenge tab that should be right at the top of your screen. So make sure you check that out. And without further ado, let's jump into this thing. Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna introduce myself real quick for people that haven't seen me before. This is my second time on Adobe Live, and last time we've been creating a cookbook. This time we're gonna do a branding for a wine company. It's gonna be very exciting, and I also brought some wine with me so we can take a closer look at it. My name is Julia Masalska, and I'm a graphic designer currently working at Born and Bred, which is a creative agency in San Francisco. And I really enjoy designing, packaging, branding, and editorial. You can find my, my profile on Behance as well as on Instagram. On Instagram, I'm just another sunny girl altogether.
I like that.
And on Behance, I guess you just... I should be linked somewhere.
Yes. You can find her on the Behance page. It'll have the whole lineup, and then you'll see Julia.
Yeah, this is my portfolio.
This is her portfolio on Behance, so you can see all of her beautiful work.
The second one is actually the book that we created last time.
Ooh.
The editorial design.
Ooh, yeah.
I think people
getting ready for
might
lunchtime.
know it. Yeah, we took all the photography except for the first pages. Those were from Adobe stock. So we made a mix out of our own created content and also Adobe stock images.
Yeah, I love almond flour pancakes. Such a San Francisco thing. But this is awesome. I think we're all excited to get into this wind down situation.
Yeah.
So, any other work that you want to call out?
I guess we showed a lot last time as well, so yeah, just take a look at it if you guys are interested. I'm always happy to answer questions. If you need any advice, just send me a message and I'll get back to you with any answers that I can possibly give. Otherwise, enjoy the stream today and tomorrow and the day after tomorrow.
Yes.
I hope there are a couple of my friends here as well to...
Paul said hi.
Oh, hey Paul.
Hey Paul.
Good to see you.
And now... really pretty name and now Elias, Tim again. Speaking of Germany, he'll be live in Munich next week. Awesome.
Oh, Tim, cool.
Got a lot of supporters here for you.
Nice. Sounds good. Yeah, I'll definitely look at it. Cool. All right, guys. So this is on the screen. You see, this is my Instagram name. This is my full name. It's a little bit complicated. Some spell it Malaska, some Alaska, Masalka, but it's actually Masalska. I know it's a bit complicated. So today we're gonna get into wine and the whole mood of wine and how wine is produced and how people are consuming wine and in which way wine is part of today's market. So should we just jump right into it?
Yeah, and if you're just joining us, we are here with Julia, and she's going to get started on her wine branding project. So give us a shout out if you have any questions along the way. Don't hesitate. And yeah, I think we should just jump right on in, get excited.
So this 3-day project will be organized as following. Today we're gonna create a logo for a winery. Tomorrow we're gonna create a whole branding pattern and business cards and all that stuff. We're gonna create an exciting label for a bottle similar to this one, which is a very common, very common size and type of bottle. So you guys can surely use this advice for your future projects. We're gonna be creating a label for a white, a rosé, and a red wine. So we have a variation of designs that kind of hold together through their branding, through their message. And on the last day, we're gonna mock it all up so you can get a presentation ready for your clients or for your portfolio, whatever you're doing the work for. And I'm gonna show you some mock-up creations in Dimension and also in Photoshop. All right, so as you see here on my screen, I picked some imagery that will be inspiring me for my branding design. As you guys know, branding is not just the visual aspect of a company. It's more a message that you try to translate into a visual identity. So in this case, we're going to be concentrated on the younger crowd, on young people that like to travel, that like to hang out in nature, that like to discover things, but they also like the professional knowledge about something. So they, for example, like to know about wines and how they're produced and where they're produced and the whole history of wine production.
I love that.
This whole aspect of enjoying life and wine as an aspect of everyday enjoyment and part of romantic situations, part of gatherings, and also we're gonna have this image of a typical vineyard as an inspiration for our designs, and as you see, we have already some graphical elements here that we can use. These lines that are built in the field, so it's easier to access the wine trees.
Now, where did you get most of these images from?
I'm getting my imagery from either Adobe Stock or Unsplash, which is a site where you can download like good lifestyle imagery for free. So, but I also really like Adobe Stock because there's more professional photography, which is very high resolution, and you can actually make bigger posters with it and banners. So, it's actually a mix of both.
I really like this food scene at the bottom with the table, and you can see the social element of what wine does. I think that's really cool and important.
I feel like younger people started to appreciate the quality in things more. For example, if I think of myself, I'm a young professional and I like to enjoy good cheese, I like to enjoy good food, I like to cook, I like to try new things, I like to travel. So for me, I feel like I'm the person I'm designing for today.
Yes.
So it's gonna be pretty easy to understand the market.
Yeah, wine brings everyone together.
That's true. All right, so here I built a little inspiration board of how I would like my design to look like. I feel like all of these designs kind of are made for the younger market. They're pretty colorful, minimalistic, and graphical. So you have a lot of color experiments here combined with really nice patterns and also graphical elements that were excerpt from pictures. I really like this as well to show how three different products can still belong together through the use of similar shapes and a similar color scheme. So here you see, for example, this shape is repeating itself in all the bottles. The color scheme is very, very balanced and very...
it's all within like a good palette.
Yeah. These colors definitely belong together very well, and you can see the red tones here repeated themselves Of course, here they chose a lighter typeface color for the darker background. I think the same color would not work really.
And then even the foil labels at the top are different, and they complement the color scheme too. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I feel like these designs are very poppy. Like if you look at in the supermarket, you walk by and you'll be like, wow, this looks really cool. I want to try it. This is something that's experimental, because usually what we expect from wine is a very classical picture of a vineyard and a serif font that's gonna be like looking very, very ancient, because I feel like wine has this feel of most of the companies try to give it the feel of being very old, because you say old wine has quality.
Yeah.
But it's not always the case. I had to learn. I actually worked at a wine bar where I learned that white wines they expire really quickly. So you have to drink them in the first couple years. Otherwise, they just go bad, and there is nothing good about old white wine.
No.
So there's just some of the red wines that need 10, 20, sometimes even 50 years to peak in their perfect composition. So I would say we're gonna be concentrating on the young ones, on the fresh ones, on the summery, and I want to feel like this fresh summer wind breeze when I see the design. I wanna feel that exciting taste that's not very heavy, so so I feel like this kind of design will represent the brand really well.
Yeah, I like the different like modern takes on the styles that you have here, like especially the mauve color mocked up with a very like abstract kind of like illustrations. I think that's really cool, and something that shows like this is like more modern and definitely appeals to a younger demographic, because they don't know a lot about wines. They're just looking at the label art, and so that's a good thing to call out when you're looking for a demographic like this. So
yeah, as you see, there is a pattern that's repeating in these designs, which is this line art. This is something we're gonna work with as well. As you see, it can be very geometrically as well as very random. So we're gonna experiment on that. I also really like this pattern, which kind of has these nature colors combined and gives you the feeling of a natural product. Combine this with this sans serif font, as you see here as well. You have aspects that you can find in nature, like patterns or pieces of nature products. So we're gonna take all this together and put it all in our design.
I'm excited.
Last but not least, I wanted to mention that I would like to include a Braille text on the label, because if you think about it, a blind person goes into the supermarket. How do they go shopping? How will they know what kind of wine it is? How will they know what kind of product it is? So recently, I saw a documentary about how blind people go shopping. And what they do is they actually need another person to tell them what this product is. They don't really know, because usually packagings don't have Braille on them, so they can't read what the product says. That's why I wanted to make this design more inclusive, so it can also maybe target a different market than the usual products, and just generally make it more accessible for everyone. So I also created I took a couple quotes from the internet and made them a little bit more customized to wine. Wine is bottled poetry, or wine and friends are a great blend.
I like that.
Wine brings to light the hidden secrets of the soul. This is more dramatic, more like red wine style. Yeah. The connoisseur does not drink wine, but taste of his secrets. It's
Ooh.
also more like red wine, you know, like deeper
Like
taste.
a Merlot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wine is sunlight held together by water, which is, I think, something which is more for like rosé, you know, like a fresher, younger wine. The best wines are the ones we drink together. I feel like this is a good sentence that summarizes how people get together and how wine is an aspect of interaction. All right, so the brand name will be Winology, which says that the person or the company that's creating the wines is an expert in what they're doing. They're creating everything on purpose, and there is no accidents. Everything's chemically supported and chemically controlled. So the wine is from Sonoma County, which is very close to San Francisco. It's a wine region, and lots of the local wines here in San Francisco are from either there or from Napa Valley, which are very famous for their wines. So it will be a local brand. In California, I don't know, I think it's even nationwide that we have to put this government warning on the labels. So you guys should also check when you're designing what kind of warnings need to go on the label and what kind of warnings need to be considered to take up space on your design.
It's a good thing to consider, as I completely forgot about all that. I'm just concerned about consuming the wine.
It is important, yeah. And I feel like as soon as you get in touch with the industry, you learn to understand what exactly needs to go where. For example, at the moment in California, many businesses work in the cannabis industry. For example, even my studio, we're producing a lot of packaging for the cannabis industry. So there is a lot of warnings as well that need to be displayed, and there's even regulations what the size has to be. So those things also need to be considered. The legal, what you can mention on the packaging and whatnot. Those details also need to be considered. All right, and of course the year. You need to know when the wine was produced, so you know when it's best, and the kind of wine we're gonna write on the label as well. Yeah.
I think this is a good place to pause. If you're just joining us, Julia is going through our wine project, and she is going through the logo design. So her logo is Winology, which is awesome and based in Sonoma County, super close to where we are. And another thing I want to mention is Chat and Win is coming up. So
Yay.
10 minutes, you just gotta chat away. You gotta chat about anything. Maybe come up with some good topics about International Women's Month is probably a good sign. But yeah, just a heads up, 10 minutes, start chatting, and then yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep going, Julia.
Okay, and what are we winning?
Oh yeah, good point. You will win 100 3x3 stickers by Sticker Mule. Great opportunity for you to create some wine designs of your own inspired by this stream.
Oh yeah,
make
that's
some
awesome.
Stickers, maybe some lady friendly stickers. Like I don't know, get inspired. It's a really good win. So 10 minutes or less than 10 minutes now. So stay tuned for that.
Awesome. I'm actually really excited about the stickers. Can I also participate?
Yes, we'll have stickers for you.
Awesome.
Gonna make
last time
for
I got
this.
those amazing stickers from Adobe. I really like
yeah.
them. And you also have a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, I really like those.
Should give out more of those stickers. Who here would want stickers? Adobe stickers.
Cool.
If you guys get crazy, we might send you some.
Anel, thank you so much. She's saying Julia is so talented. That's so cute. Thank you. All right, guys. So, what we're gonna start with is the logo. This looks pretty much like a logo already, though it's not very perfect. If you see, the kerning here is pretty imbalanced. So we're gonna work on that, and then maybe we can see a couple of details that we can improve. yeah, and then we can also jump into the label already. All right, so first of all, I picked a couple colors here, and I wanted to show you guys a pretty cool tool that you can also include in your Adobe Illustrator, which is called Coolers. I'm gonna show you.
Coolers.
Do you know this one?
Yeah, I just like saying it.
Can you pull it up real quick?
Let's see.
It's a really cool tool where you can find color combinations. Some of you might know it already, but this is how I created this color palette. It's a very, very easy to use site, which also is, I think...
Are we here?
It's called... Oh, yeah. There is something like this, but there is the original website, but also the app you can also include into your Illustrator.
Okay, let's look
so
it up.
Just yeah, just put.
Coolers. Here we go. It's thinking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh
no.
This is not it.
We typed in coolers and it sent us to a car website.
Oh, coolers. Try Google.
Google, don't fail us. It's ORS, right? There we go.
Yeah. Yes,
No,
that's it.
we got it.
Coolers.co without the M. Okay.
Okay,
All right,
welcome.
guys. So what you need to do here is very easy. You just press the space button, and you get those random colors. Wait,
It's just a tutorial.
we
We don't need that. We're professionals.
Okay, so basically you just put press the space button, and you get those colors, right? So then you can lock one, and that one's locked, and it will give you other combinations. For example, we take this one as well, lock it, and then it continues with the other colors. So like that, you can find a really cool color palette. And then Adobe has also something that's called, I think, Adobe Exchange, where you can integrate other apps into your Adobe apps. So Coolers is one of them. You can integrate it right into your Illustrator. So you have like a sidebar where you can do the same thing just as on the website. So that's a pretty cool thing you can include in your workspace. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to
Let's get back to your palette.
Back to my palette, yeah. So I picked a couple shiny colors here. Red, I'm not sure yet which one we're gonna use. We're gonna have a nice pink contrasty to it. We have these more balanced tones that are more a bit calming. Green, we will need to show the natural aspect, you know, how to that wine is actually a natural product, so we want to include that one as well. We will try to find combinations later on. First, I wanted to tell you guys how it is when you're designing a packaging. You need to have different kinds of colors. First of all, if you have a brand and you have digital assets that you are going to present on the computer or on the web, you use RGB colors. For the print on a regular printer, you use CMYK colors. So you also need to adjust your colors in your Illustrator according to that. So when you print something, you don't get unexpected results. Here I have the CMYK palette. Then later on, I created the Pantone palette. So basically, I just transferred these colors into a Pantone tone, which goes like that. You press the color, which is a CMYK. You can see it. Oh, no, okay. This was a CMYK. But what you can do is you can edit colors, recolor artwork. Then you choose the color book that you want to use. In this case, it's a Pantone solid coated. And then it transfers the color into the Pantone.
Why is it important to, well, for printing, why is it important to have both of these?
It's not important to have both of them, but later on, if you consider different printing techniques, you should be able to adjust your print process to it. So.
Right.
So CMYK is usually for the regular digital printers. Pantone is a spot color. Basically, it's an offset print. So it applies the whole color on a flat surface instead of mixing the colors right away. So Pantone is just a different technique. It's a little bit more expensive in low quantity, but cheaper in the bigger quantity. Yeah. So just for you guys to consider this. All right, I guess we'll jump right into the design. I'm gonna build a couple shapes that we're gonna use for our.
And we have 2 minutes until
yeah.
chat and win too. So start chatting, guys. I see a lot of color references. A lot of people love your palettes, which is
cool.
awesome. Anel asks, do you use any metallic inks?
You can use metallic inks. What I would do for that, I would create a separate layer that just shows the vector of where you want to apply the metallic ink. And then you can also use it for spot gloss or whatever partial application you wanna do. Just create a separate layer, and the printer will know where to put the whatever material you want. So that's how I do it. In this design in particular, we're just gonna use color.
Sweet. I think we can, anybody have one more question before the chat win? One more question? Hector says hello from Mexico.
Hi, Hector. Thanks for the very good explanation. I'm glad you guys are here. Thank you so much again for joining us. I'm always really excited to communicate with people from all over the world. It's really exciting, I think. It's really cool.
Doa is learning Illustrator right now. Thanks for all the tips. So that's exciting.
Awesome.
Oh my
yeah, I will
gosh.
also try to explain what kind of shortcuts I use, because if you have used Illustrator for a while, you learn all those shortcuts. You copy and paste without even thinking with Command C, Command V. So I'm gonna try and mention all those things so you guys also keep learning the small things that you need to do in the process.
And Sarah wanted to know what font are you using for your headers?
Okay,
That's a good question.
At the moment,
I like it. I like it a lot.
At the moment, we have Brother 1816.
And then this is available in Adobe fonts?
Not sure. We have to check. We could check it right now, actually.
We're checking for you, Sarah. Stay tuned.
Brother.
Oh, Hawaii. Hey, Mark.
My Wi-Fi is not on. Can you check on yours real quick?
Yeah, let's see.
Oh, we have Chataway, guys.
Woo-hoo! Ew, ew, ew. That's my sad air horn. Chat away, you guys. It's almost time. You're gonna win some stickers, so we just need you to start chatting. So
just write anything.
Anything.
And you get considered for the stickers, right?
Exactly. You want 100 stickers, so you can make wine stickers, you can make lady stickers, you can make any stickers you want. So keep going. Whoop whoop! I see you. Keep.
Hey guys!
Hey, good job for chatting. We have a winner. Winner's coming, winner's coming, winner. Wow, you guys are going fast.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Need my glasses to see all that. Keep going, keep going. Do, do,
Yay.
do, 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 do. Drum roll. Should we do a drum roll? The longest drum roll ever. And
Like 30 seconds.
oh, You know, we did it too early. Okay. Keep going, keep going.
You guys still have time.
Yes, don't stop.
Just write anything, anything.
Keep going. Oh my gosh, you guys are crazy. Red wine, pew pew. Somebody got my air horn references. That's
Red
good.
wine. Yeah,
Keep
right
going,
here.
keep going, keep going. We're almost there, guys. Keep pushing. You guys are going real fast. I see letters.
Yeah,
That's
it's
good
so
enough.
quick.
Keep going. Almost
Hey.
there. Almost there.
It's not,
Me,
it's not
me.
shown up, but it's gonna be Dustin Reed.
Okay.
Just say that.
All right. And I believe we have a winner. It is Dustin Reed. Pew, pew,
Dustin
pew.
Reed! Congratulations!
Yes, your name will appear somewhere. Congrats, you have 100 tickets. 100 stickers, Dustin Reed.
Dustin
100
Reed.
stickers. We're not giving out tickets today. Congratulations. Check back with us. Tomorrow we'll do another chat and win where you have another chance to win some cool stuff. So let's get back into our wind down situation.
Yeah. Okay, so I found Brother here on Adobe Fonts. It is here, Brother 1816. So that's the font that I'm using for the logo at the moment.
Oh, Sarah, there's your font. Sweet, and you can easily download that on Adobe Fonts.
Yeah, you just have to click here to activate it, and it's automatically activating in all your Adobe apps.
Also, make sure you sign in on Behance, and then if you want these fonts, make sure you sign in to your Creative Cloud subscription. You have all those fonts available to you. It's kind of crazy. There's so much to look at.
And it's free.
And
That's
it's
a good
free,
thing.
which is amazing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I really like this font, especially if you go into detail here. It's very geometric, and it's kind of very modern, very sophisticated, and I really like it. So
Sleek look.
yeah, and it's pretty minimalistic. So that's the look we want to go for. All right, guys.
If you're just joining us, we are here with Julia, and she is going over, I think we just finished up with colors, and then we're gonna get into
the shapes. Yay. Okay, so for our geometric design that's inspired by this line art look, we want to create a couple shapes that we can use later on. So we have basically little stencils that we can repeat over and over again to create this pattern that repeats itself over the different labels and different patterns that we're going to create. Later on, we can apply it with different colors as well to make a little variety in our design. All right, so I already have these two line shapes. Then what we can also do, we can make a little tree shape. Make our stroke a little bit heavier. We want to have a pretty heavy stroke for this, so make it a little smaller.
And you're just taking different shapes, layering them on each other to make new shapes.
Yeah. And I'm gonna group them, so Command and G to group them, so you have a group of two shapes, and later on you can just you can just copy paste them. Oops, come on.
Daniel, you did make it just in time. You didn't miss anything. We're here, we're gonna cover it all for you.
Okay, now I can just take these shapes and copy paste them. Exponential growth.
They look like little lollipops.
Yeah, right?
Hi, Munir from Poland. Poland's in the house.
Yay.
Hey.
And what you guys can also do to distribute them evenly, you just go here on distribute spacing, and they all go on to the same distance to each other. which makes it easier to multiply.
Michaela wants to know, when you're doing branding projects, do you use Illustrator during your process and also InDesign, or mainly Illustrator?
I use InDesign to create brochures, flyers, something that has to do with layout more than creating logos, for example. If I'm creating something that's based on the vector, where I need to edit the points of the vector to adjust things very often, then I use Illustrator. So usually when I'm designing the logo and the pattern, I use Illustrator. Later on, I jump into InDesign and create magazines, brochures, banners, stuff like that. But sometimes I even create digital assets in Illustrator, like web banners or advertisement banners, any stuff like that. All right.
Taking our little lollipops.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna make a little different shape lollipops as well.
Hi, Omar. It's the perfect time to mention again, if you haven't already, register for the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge. Today, you will be designing an invitation for a game night with some cool VR specifications in there. So if you haven't already, hit the challenge tab at the top, register, and send us your stuff, and then we'll review it at the end of the stream. So make sure you do that.
Something I wanted to mention to you guys as well, if you have a game like right here, where you have where you get really close and you see, this is not exact, this is not in the center, I want to have this line centered, then you can pick both objects and you can center align them. Bam, now it's exact.
Good mention, Tim. You can also join on Discord for that Photoshop Creative Challenge also. We encourage you to do so. You can find that link also in the tab. I believe it's Photoshop Discord group. So please do that as well.
All right. And then we evenly distribute them again. Okay. We have a couple shapes already that we can work with. Let's see over here. We also need some kind of like house shapes.
So maybe some like triangles for roofs.
Yeah.
Some rectangles.
Oh yeah, something like this to show a little vineyard house.
So a square with a triangle.
Actually, I
top.
think I saw some here that were pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're pretty rectangular,
Kinda
as
look
I
like little
remember them from
lighthouses.
the Italian vineyards.
Ooh, that must have been beautiful.
Yeah.
What's your favorite wine, by the way?
It always depends. I like Pinot Grigio when it's in the summer, when it's warm.
Yeah.
Then I found a favorite one that's actually available at 7-Eleven. It's called it's called Carnivore, and it's a Sauvignon. It's a Cabernet, I think. It's a Cabernet, yeah, and it's like the best. I don't know. I just love it so much, and I was so surprised that I was trying to remember where I bought it, and then I actually remembered I bought it at 7-Eleven.
Here in San Francisco?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to
It's
go
called
check it out.
Carnivore.
Carnivore.
Yeah. It has a pretty cool label too. There is like a piece of the label is missing, so you can see through the bottle. Pretty cool.
Hi, Alomzas. I'm sorry if I butchered that, but hello and welcome.
Just make it easier.
So right now we are making shapes to mimic some of those houses and different shapes that we have in the labels.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Daniel said he can't do wine, but he does like beer. So can we use a lot of these designs? Or
Yeah, definitely. There is something really cool I saw. Do you know Fort Point?
Yeah.
Drawing? And they also have those similar shapes that kind of like create a whole pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
It's kind of like that geometric
geometric
look.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have cool label art.
Yeah. True.
So we have a nice little roof.
Yeah. What are you guys working on right now? Let us know. Maybe we can discuss about something that you guys are doing.
Anybody want to share some projects that they're working on?
So right now I'm reflecting this to create a variety.
Yes, we're in San Francisco. The weather's not super great right now, but it's sunny in here, so that's all that matters.
That's true.
Ashley is working on some branding projects. And Nell just started drawing. And Nell, what do you use to draw? Do you draw on a tablet? Do you utilize, are you more of a hand draw? Do you do a lot of type? Like what kind of work do you do? Hand lettering? Marketing materials Charlie's working on.
Cool.
Nice.
Awesome.
David's got some, watching us work. And Daniel's doing layout designs at work. Nice, multitasking. Lots of branding. Somebody's doing a case study on a movie theater rebrand. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's cool.
I want to see how that turns out. Ooh. Alexandra is doing a glow-in-the-dark party flyer.
Ooh.
Whoa, that's
Does the flyer glow in the dark as well? Because you can actually you can have that spot color that's glowing in the dark.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can print with it. I have seen some pretty cool labels.
Tell us.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I would love to see how that turns out.
Yeah.
Might need that template for my next party. Lots of marketing projects. And now, so she uses sketches, or she sketches a lot and then vector from time to time. So, assuming you're using Illustrator. Digital banners. Oh yeah, that kind of segues into something we were chatting about, your agency experience. And
Oh yeah.
How
Yeah.
that's kind of...
So I've been working as a freelancer for like 2 years, and then recently I joined a branding agency here in San Francisco, which is called Born and Bred. It's super fun. We're a very young team, and it's just the atmosphere, the work atmosphere is so different, and I feel like it's something you definitely need to also experience as a designer. Suddenly you have a different way of looking at things, and you have a team that you can communicate with. So it's definitely a really cool experience. For me as a designer there, it's a bit of a different tasks that I have. Before I was also doing my own business strategy and trying to approach clients and communication with clients. At the moment I'm doing less of that and more just concentrated on really designing things. So it's definitely an interesting thing to do, and I also really like the way in an agency you get the whole process of how a brand actually is being created. So it doesn't start with a visual identity. It starts with research and how to what kind of market you want to target, and the whole you're trying to get an idea of how you can get a niche in the existing market by creating a certain message that you want to visualize later on. So it's very interesting to see all that, and I'm actually really excited to be part of this bigger process than than I was before. So yeah, I really like it.
Yeah, the agency side seems fun, and you get to work with a bunch of different clients.
Yeah,
So there's a lot of diversity in the design, so.
definitely. So yeah.
Hey, Rob, how's it going? Rob Zilla's on. He says hi.
Hi. Somebody's asking if I draw. Yeah, I do draw. I do draw mostly when I'm doing layouts. For example, last time when I was designing the cookbook, I've been drawing a lot to plan the content of the book, to be able to visualize how the pages go together and where, which topic starts and where it ends. So I feel like for that, it's very important if you're having a certain kind of layout and you need to put a lot of content in one piece of information. It's very important to sketch it out, to see how you can combine it and where it kind of comes together. So it's a bit of a different approach. If I'm designing logos, I'm also trying to, sometimes when I'm designing icons or logos that have a certain kind of symbol in them integrated, I also sketch it out if I have initial ideas and I'm not at the computer. Usually though, if I'm creating patterns or something like that, I build them just because it's so much easier in Illustrator to just copy and paste things and make them repeatable. If I would draw it all on paper, I would probably need hours and hours and it will not look nearly as perfect. So that's when I would like to use I want to use Illustrator.
She has a really good question. She asked, what challenges do you face when you're designing for a brand?
First of all, I think you're designing for the brand in terms of designing for the client. Sometimes clients come with a very different approach, and many of them don't really know what branding actually is. Many clients are already coming with an imagination how their brand image looks like, even before researching. So I feel like that's the challenge, to kind of show the customer what's possible, but also take his opinion and his inputs and take them into consideration. So I feel like putting this together is the challenge. Yeah.
She says she agrees.
Cool.
Awesome. So we're finishing the roof of
No. This is just a part of the pattern.
Oh, nice.
These are gonna be like boxes, and they're gonna be like put together. And this is just a transition. So I want to try to put a certain kind of scenery in here, and then a scenery in here, different situations maybe. So I'm basically just experimenting. I don't really have any like particular plan to here yet, but I'm sure it will come. Sometimes it's just necessary to see what you can do in order to know what you want to do.
Yeah. Her follow-up question is it difficult to wear many hats? And I feel like in most industries, whether you're at an agency or you're working in-house or a freelancer, I think you're always challenged with wearing multiple hats, whether it's, designing, but also, managing production or posting to social and just collaborating with people. I feel like most of the time you're always wearing at least a couple different hats.
Yeah, that is completely true. I can 100% agree. So you have to also kind of like zoom in and out, zoom into your work, into here, into your vectors, and then zoom out and see the whole business as a whole, to see the communication between the people. So it's a challenge, definitely, I would say.
Hi, Keita. Thanks for coming back. So now we are in the middle of our wine logo design process, and she is making shapes for our label art. And as you can see, we're getting a little wild. We have all types of shapes. We're putting things on top of each other, making them look interesting. geometric. So this is all that we've made so far. So welcome back.
Yeah, this is very playful at the moment. I'm gonna also try to implement a situation like I'm gonna try to implement the house later on as well, which we have here, and then try to combine it so we can work with that later on.
Mercedes is enjoying your process.
Cool. I'm glad you enjoy it. It's always nice to watch other people work.
Yes. It's almost soothing. It's a little bit therapeutic.
Yeah, so true. Again, I'm always applying this tool, distribute spacing, so everything is nice and repeated.
Prejas is asking, is drawing, I'm assuming you're asking if drawing is most of graphic design and what type of drawing skills you need. And I can chime in a little on this. I don't think it's strictly drawing or illustration. I think graphic design is very broad. There's a lot of compositing components. You can be building designs in Illustrator with vectors and then bringing them into Photoshop and creating something new. A lot of like contrasting things, so adding in type and different colors and gradients. So I don't think it's limited at all just to illustration, and you don't have to be a super talented illustrator and know how to draw super well. So I don't think it's limited to that at all. Would you agree?
I completely agree. For me, drawing was in the beginning something I was super proud about, to be able to draw something super photorealistic. But in the end, if you're actually designing something that you're going to transfer into a graphic, you don't really need that amount of detail. You actually just draw your main idea just to not forget it. So my sketchbook actually looks super messy. I always draw some weird shapes and then just to remember, my initial ideas. And then I put them into the computer, and that's when it gets super detailed, because when I'm producing the graphic, I want it to be very high quality, so when you zoom in, you don't see any like weird connections. That's where I'm getting really precise.
And Kita, yes, we do have wine.
Yay, we actually have wine here.
It's never too early.
Yeah. Okay, so while we are at it, I just wanted to mention to you guys, if you're creating some kind of packaging design, it's very important to understand how the packaging looks like. So I would take a closer look at it. If you're designing something for food or any other packaging, just take a closer look at other competitors. So for example here, you will know automatically what kind of size of label you need, because what is visible to you at the first sight is only this part till here, right? So this is the part that represents the brand. In the back, yes, this is information, but this is not something that the client will see first. This is the first impression, right? So you wouldn't be making a label that goes beyond this, and you won't be putting information that goes from the front to the back. And when you look at it from the front, you won't be able to read it anymore because it's right here, it's hidden, it's in the back. So just consider looking at the packaging that you're designing for. And if you're making paper packaging that you're gonna print and you have it all laid out, make prototypes. Yes. Print it all. It doesn't matter how messy it is, how unperfect it looks when you put it together, but just try and put it together, because you might notice that one side is not even visible anymore, So just try and just try to understand the technology of the packaging and how the person will use it, the usability of it.
And we'll see mocking up the labels that you create in like demos and like renders on day 3, right?
Yeah. I will also try to print it, actually. That was my initial idea.
So
we actually have a printed version. That would be amazing. That would be actually my goal. We can also try and implement it on the bottle. So that would be actually my ideal
Get
result.
that gold foil on there. That's gonna be cool.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, let's get back to this.
Quick tidbit, we are a little bit over 30 minutes from Photoshop Daily Challenge reviews. So if you haven't already submitted, go to the Challenge tab and send us your designs. We're really, really excited to see the invitations. It's gonna be really cool. And maybe we'll have a VR party afterwards, who knows? So make sure you submit those quickly.
I have them grouped. So guys, if you have something grouped, there is a couple of functions that are not suggested here. I actually like this new properties palette because it always shows you exactly the things that you can do with the object that you clicked on. So this is pretty amazing. Oops.
A lot of people are shouting out dimension. I think we might have to use that on the final day.
Yeah, we can definitely take a look at it.
What are you guys using dimension for?
Yeah, that would be interesting to know. Oh,
Love dimension, says Carol. Yes, you can do a lot of mock-ups, and there's really cool templates for dimension that are, I think there's some Photoshop templates that you can bring into there. Really cool stuff to make renders and just kind of show a realistic look for your designs. So definitely check it out if you have it, and it's super easy. I was a little intimidated, but then I opened it up and it was super simple, and it converts well with Photoshop and Illustrator, so you should definitely check that out if you haven't. David procrastinates in there. That's okay. We're all designers, we all procrastinate. Even if you're not a designer, you procrastinate. It's just part of our nature.
I feel like procrastination as a designer is a useful thing because I tell you why. Because when you procrastinate, so an example, I had university projects, and last minute ideas are the best ideas.
Yes.
Because if you stick to an idea in the beginning, later on you can't go back anymore. There is no way back. You have to stick to this idea and produce it. For me, I always left it for a little bit longer. I took my time, to step away from the project. And then if you step back in, you have completely new ideas. And that's where the good stuff comes, when you step back for like a third or a fourth time. And when you work on something else in between, that's where you have the good stuff, because your brain is already searching for information while you're doing something else to give you ideas for that project. So yeah, I feel like it's good to take your time before actually sticking to some design.
So procrastination is good.
Don't feel bad about it.
No. Own it. David is a software engineer, and you procrastinate in dimension instead of coding. That's a good alternative. Yeah, just fill in that space with something else productive.
As you see, I'm cutting some shapes right now.
Nice. I agree. It is all a part of the process, and no, that is true. Let's call it a creative hump. That's true, and some people like to plan. I wish I was better at planning. I'm kind of like sometimes when a disaster happens, it's a lovely disaster. We all have our process, though.
All right.
Tim said, but you shouldn't procrastinate today. We're not going to procrastinate. I hope you guys aren't procrastinating by sending these daily creative challenges to the submission. I really want to see these designs. I think we're talking a lot, and I just want to see all of the beautiful invitations for this VR party that we're going to have. So make sure you're sending them.
Yeah. Guys, another little tip for you. If you want to center align something, or you bring things to the same level, and you want to fix one object so the other objects just move to the same level, you have to pick the two objects and just click on the objects you want to have fixed. So the other objects will just move on its level. It was not a big move, but it was something.
Beck wants to know how you cut the shape.
Okay, I can show it to you. It's very easy.
Got you, Beck.
So I have a circle here. I take a rectangle tool. I have a rectangle. So I want to cut this shape into two parts. So I create something that cuts it. I select them both. And then I can use this tool, which says divide. I can do this. It basically cuts the whole shape and the parts where they meet. Yeah, and that's how I have this part.
Super trick.
I'm sure there's always different ways to do stuff in Illustrator, and I always try to find the shorter ones. So if you guys know a shorter way, let me know. There's never just one solution to things.
That's true. Especially in Illustrator.
Yeah.
So where are we at right now in this process?
We are creating the pattern that we're gonna use in the label and other assets later on.
Sweet.
So yeah, I'm just actually just improvising here right now.
So where does your inspiration process start? Like, are you big on mood boarding, just collecting images from the web? Like, what's part of that process?
I guess I'm getting my mood from emotions that I felt myself, maybe. If I cannot really identify with a situation, for example, I want to create something for somebody that has high blood pressure or something. Let's say it's a product for a person that has high blood pressure. So I don't know how this is. So I want to try to understand how this person feels in certain situations. And in this case, I would rather interview someone that has this problem and see his behavior in certain situations, so I can align the design with the experience. So I think it's always better to have a human interaction, human touch with the design. In this case, I'm getting my inspiration from obviously my own experience, how I am experiencing wine and how I'm experiencing spirit products, how I'm experiencing design for the younger generation. And in this case also we have a lot of imagery that gives us the feel of how the color scheme might look like, or how the design might look like for the generation that we're creating for. Yeah. So
Nice.
I guess it's a combination, and also it's a lot of interaction with other people that can tell you things or give you their experiences. So yeah.
We're getting a lot of shout outs about the shape builder tool. Do you use that often in your process?
When I'm creating random shapes that I want to randomly distribute, it is a very useful tool, definitely. At the moment, I'm just copy pasting it, and I wanna have the parts also separated. So I'm not using the pattern tool at the moment. The pattern tool is something cool if you wanna, for example, reuse certain kind of shapes. Like you wanna have something lined, for example. You can just create a shape. And then you can pick a pattern that, here, you can even, I think you have it in the swatches as well.
Yeah.
Swatches. Yeah, so here I also have some patterns. So for example, I have the circle, right? And then this is what I usually use patterns for. I save them as a swatch, and later on I just use the swatch inside the shape, if it makes sense. Yeah, so That's a personal thing, though. Many people, I think, use it a lot. In this case, it does not really make sense, but if you want to fill up a space with repeating shapes, it makes sense, definitely.
That was a cool pattern you threw in there.
Yeah, it was all right.
I've never seen that one. I was like, this is interesting.
I think there is also patterns that you can download, right?
I believe so.
There's definitely libraries that you can integrate into your Illustrator.
Yeah. And Adobe Stock has some really cool like textures and things that you can download and add in there too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that.
I'm loving all these shapes. It's kind of trippy looking at them all.
Oh yeah, it is.
Especially when I'm looking at my little lollipops down there. And it's like,
yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, they are pretty trippy. That's true.
Hector says the mood board looks real cool.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like it. Okay, I'm creating a separate layer for this to not touch the other things.
Kita says, I think she's referring to the lollipops that they look like people in an audience of flowers. That's real poetic of you, Kita.
That's so poetic. That's awesome. We can use this for our brand.
Yeah, the tone.
Yeah.
I like that. Monier wants to know any tips on how to make interactive mock-ups. That's a good question.
Interactive mock-ups. I've never made one, to be honest. Have you made any?
I don't think I have either. What kind of interactive mock-ups do you mean?
I think I know what he means. I think the ones that you can download and you just replace the picture and it applies exactly the same effect as. I think that's what I would understand. I hope that's correct.
We'll see.
But I think if you create a file like that, you just create smart layers and then you connect them to visuals, and you can replace this visual at any time, and the other layers just apply to that visual that you integrate in that smart layer. That's as far as I know about it. It is doable, definitely. I was thinking about making one. It's definitely a good way to attract people to your site if you give them free mock-ups. Nobody wants to do the extra work. Everybody likes to have things that save you time.
Yes. Templates are or can be lifesavers.
Yeah.
Especially when you have like creative control to manipulate and move things around.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially good in like a client setting where you're pressed for time and maybe the client wants some rough mock-ups super quickly. I think templates are always good to go to.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Cloud, sun. Yeah, I think people are thinking this looks like the sun. You got cloud references.
Actually, I was trying to mimic the field here to create some kind of pattern that goes to a point where they all meet.
Oh, okay. I like that. January, I think I saw what you mean there with the sun, like kind of like the sun rays.
Oh yeah,
I thought of that too.
I'm gonna do that later on as well.
Yeah.
I wanted to make like a half circle and then like that, but that's in a bit.
Demetra is from Greece and she just joined us. Hello.
Hey, welcome.
Welcome.
Greece is a place I want to go to.
I'm actually going in September.
Oh, really?
I'm so excited.
Cool. Where are you going to?
Doing the tour, so we're gonna go to Santorini, Mykonos,
Awesome.
a couple other islands that I can't remember the pronunciation, and Croatia.
Oh.
So some
Yeah,
Game
I've
of
been to
Thrones,
Croatia. That's pretty.
You know, yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm a big water baby, so I can't wait to go in there.
Awesome.
If you're just joining us, we are making shapes. Julia is preparing all of her beautiful assets for the wine designs that we're doing, or wine product designs. And I think these are going to be used for the label.
These are going to be used for the label. We can also use them for the business cards later on. And we can apply the different color schemes that we have for those. So it'll be something to play with later on. Just a lot of lines. I know.
Definitely getting the sun ray vibes in here.
Yeah, and that's what we want, right? If you looked at the imagery that we have, it's exactly what we want.
Yes.
This feel.
Love it. That looks like Napa or Sonoma.
Yeah, I was trying to get pictures that look like that landscape.
Yes.
This is a local wine from Sonoma Valley.
Thanks for the recommendation. We need to put that down. This Siciliatic. I'm totally gonna butcher it, but I will go there. I'll squeeze it in my trip somewhere. Okay, we're getting closer to the Creative Challenge review deadline. Just over 15 minutes, so if you haven't submitted your designs, make sure you go to the challenge tab, submit that cool work for the VR party we're gonna have. This is a real thing. Just kidding, it's not, but I hope and wish it will be one day. But please send us a design.
That would be awesome, actually.
Wouldn't it?
I would definitely come.
We have some VR rooms. Maybe we'll make something happen. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be
Just
awesome.
submit the designs and then we'll figure out the logistics later. Hassan, hi guys, happy to see you.
Hi.
Said I thought Julia is from Russia. I think there's a lot of people that want to know more about you and where you came from. So let's address the comments.
All right, so I was born in the Ukraine, actually, which is very close to Russia, so that was not a bad guess. And I grew up in Germany, so since my childhood till 2 years ago, I was living in Germany for 18 years. So I'm probably more German than Ukrainian, but yeah, I do have the Ukrainian roots.
Nice.
That is true.
Good job. You entered yours in time, Minto. Proud of you. Proud of you. Mark says he'd love to see me use the color options. I think we're gonna get there.
Yeah, we're gonna get there soon.
Just gotta do all the heavy lifting first. Building shapes takes a little bit of time. So just stay tuned and we'll add some colors in there for you.
True. We want to keep the same weight everywhere. I just noticed that my weight changed.
There needs to be a VR version of the CC apps. Good recommendation. Stay tuned.
Oh yeah. Imagine you can suddenly like interact with the apps like that. Like moving shapes. That would be awesome.
Like interacting with your own designs just seems so crazy to me. It's just like parallel universe crazy.
But that's something that's gonna be actually,
yes.
I feel like it's gonna come soon.
I think it's gonna come. It's gonna be exciting. Aw, thanks. He said both of us look really cool and love our personal aesthetic. Hi.
Awesome.
Thank you. You're so sweet. Where have you been, Minto? We haven't seen you all day. Stay active. Keep talking to us. Shout out some of your favorite wines, guys. I really want to know.
Yeah.
I personally am a big red fan, specifically Spanish and Portuguese wines. What about you? What's your preference?
I'm the Italy type.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the Italian stuff.
They do good with wines, that's for sure.
Because I always remember, I think it's also connected to the memories that I have with Italy. It's just those warm nights. And,
oh, that's nice. It's a very thoughtful response.
I just really love Italy.
What kind of wines do you like? White Zin? Oh, I don't know if, well, maybe.
Cabernet all the way.
Rosé all day, Anna.
Cabernet all the way.
Yeah.
Rosé all day.
Yes. Somebody
Awesome.
you need to recreate all of these
Yeah, right.
and make some t-shirts
Oh yeah, oh my
for
god.
tomorrow. So we can just rock a different wine or rosé reference every day.
Yeah, right? That would be awesome.
Red Zin. I like a Red Zin. Good job. Merlot. And now I love a good Merlot. I realize it's an acquired taste, but I like it. That's what's up, Spanish Reds. Yep. Fell in love when I went to Spain. I love Spanish Reds. I love a Syrah. Good Cab. Good Tempranillo. Yeah. All good. Husan says, oh my gosh, I live in Ukraine. Ukraine's
cool.
in the house. Pew, pew, pew.
Way. So I was born in Poltava.
I like the way you say that.
Poltava. Yeah, that's where I was born, but I didn't spend much time there.
Got another Italian fan. Tropical Mango Moscato White. That is very specific and sounds really good. Where do I get that, Kita? Can you send it to us? Maybe for tomorrow.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Ooh, Chianti's a good one. Love a Chianti. Ooh, South African Merlot from Michael. Can you send that one? I've never had a South African Merlot. Sounds
South
good.
African wines are very exciting. Actually, I have tried a couple.
Really? I need to
They're pretty popular in Europe.
get on the bandwagon. Never had one. Got Brazil in the house. Fernando. Hey, Brazil. Tim's from Munich.
Hey,
It's
Germans.
Minto's from
Yes.
Stockholm. Stockholm's so beautiful. I love all of their architecture. Ugh, so cool. KetoWine.com. Thank you. I'm gonna add that to my cart.
Add that to my cart.
Yes. Mango? Like, that sounds so good. California Toasted Head. I feel like I've had that one. Yeah, I think I've had that one. Thanks, Hamlet. Lots of good suggestions here. I think people are inspired.
Oh yeah. Everybody loves wine. Come on.
So tomorrow, everybody must come to the stream with your wine of choice, so we can all
Oh yeah,
toast.
just participate in the stream.
We should have a toast before we start, if they let us. But you guys
If
can
they let
totally
us.
do it on your side, unless you're at work. But it's okay. We won't say
Some
anything.
jobs also allow that. so.
Exactly. It's okay. Or just hide in a conference room. Just kidding. Don't take our advice. Berlin's in the house. Elias, hello. So we are making shapes. Now it looks like we're making houses. We're making different things for the wine labels to make it look really cool. It's got a little geometric vibe.
It looks. Nah.
And then we're gonna add colors soon.
This looks more like a prison. Sometimes you also have to you have to realize that something doesn't look good.
We're gonna circle back on the
Yeah.
prison vibes and maybe more like a farmhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a farmhouse. Anna said, "Count me in." Is that for the wine? I'm pretty
Probably.
Sure
I'm
that's
pretty
for the
sure that
wine.
was for the wine. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll drink wine at work too. Put it in a mug. Yeah. We won't. That shouldn't leave the stream.
Oh yeah, I know. I know what we can do.
Daniel said, "It is coming together lovely."
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Our little prison.
It's okay. It's not a prison. Just use your imagination. It's a fun house. Barn doors? It's a good suggestion. Yeah, it looks pretty
Oops.
much going that direction, kind of.
Yeah.
Good call out. I'm gonna line these up. So what are your favorite types of projects to work on?
Honestly, I feel like packaging is my favorite things to do. Packaging along with branding, of course, because that kind of goes hand in hand most of the times. And I just really like, in general, just create new things. If somebody tells me, just create it from scratch. That's the best situation for me, because then I can actually apply my own part to it, you know. So yeah, that's my favorite.
Mercedes says, it's okay if it's a prison, if it's a wine prison.
Yeah. Who wouldn't want to stay in a wine prison?
I mean...
It should be a thing.
I think in another world, but it sounds like a nice idea. It's like as soon as you walk in your cell, you have wine. That's kind of a twisted idea, but I kind of like it.
All right. Let's see. Oops. This is not how you want to put it together.
Dry wines. Dry wines are good. If we make a wine prison, that means we have to make a beer prison too. Yes. Yes, all inclusive.
Why aren't you moving?
So what are we doing now? So we just finished the door. Bringing it in. What Adobe products are you guys using, and what are you using them for?
Yeah, that would be
Let us
interesting to know.
Oh my gosh, wine door.
I have to go into detail more. Alright, now this starts looking like something.
So what's the key to get those arches to line up?
Well, in this case, I just moved them together. And then you can connect them actually.
Yes, Carol, Photoshop and Dimension together. Perfect harmony. Agreed. Mercedes, you use a lot. Illustrator, Dimension, Photoshop, After Effects. Awesome. What are you making with that?
With this.
Photoshop? Oh.
Was it a question to me?
Oh, I was just reading off all of these.
Oh, okay.
All the products they use. So Tim uses Photoshop, Audition, After Effects, Premiere, and XD. That's practically the whole suite.
Yeah.
Kita, Illustrator, XD, Photoshop, and she does logo, web design, photo manipulation.
Awesome.
Arthur, Illustrator and Photoshop, Essential. Let's see. Gabriel, what are you producing? So Gabriel, if you just joined us, you want to kind of give a little overview where we're at?
So we're producing patterns that we're gonna use for our brand. It's a wine brand. So yeah, we're just having a little fun with these at the moment.
Yes.
And then we're gonna copy paste them, realign them to create variations of the pattern for the labels later on and business cards and yeah, stuff like that.
Nina, Illustrator and After Effects, nice. Design Studio, Illustrator, Photoshop, Premiere, Lightroom, InDesign, all the classics.
Awesome.
Yeah. Design Studio. So you do logo design, printing, photography. That's awesome. Ooh, Jenry is a product designer from Moscow.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Moscow McCann. Nice. And you guys are busy. How do you have time to learn all this stuff? That's an interesting question. So when did you guys learn these applications? When did you learn the Creative Suite?
Actually, during my studies, I already started using InDesign, Illustrator, sometimes only. But I feel like the practice actually makes it stick. When you get into the tools and when you try to find solutions for how to put things together, how to manage your time, how to try to save the time in your work. Yeah, that's, I think, where you learn the most.
Yeah.
And what about you?
I first learned InDesign and Photoshop and Illustrator my freshman year of high school. So it feels like ancient, long time ago. And then I started dabbling in Premiere in college, and I was doing a lot of videography. So
Awesome.
yeah, it was fun. But like you said, it's kind of like that whole saying, like age like fine wine. I think that's the case for learning any of these applications because they're pretty robust and,
Yeah.
you know.
They say if you spend 10,000 hours doing something, then you're a professional at it.
I need to figure out how many hours I've spent on this. Oh my gosh, it's almost that time. 30 seconds. If you haven't submitted your daily creative challenge,
Oh, yeah.
if you got hot fingers, do it right now.
We're going to review some cool invitations.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm looking forward to that.
The countdown is on. Whoop, whoop. Pew, pew, pew.
You know how they have that sound in remixes when they remix music?
Oh, or like the scratch.
Pew, 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 pew.
We need an air horn in here.
Right.
It's that time. Do. Let's see. So we're gonna review some of the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenges. So you guys got
funky.
busy.
That's awesome.
Let's see. So we have Matt, Tuesday Poker Nights, Poker 7. I like this. What do you like about this one?
I like this background that reminds me of some kind of metallic rusty structure.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool. I would like to know how this is made, probably with Photoshop and some kind of brushes.
It looks
really
like
cool.
you layered like a gradient layer over, is that like a dollar bill? Oh, that's kind of trippy. That's cool. Do you see it? There's kind of like I think it's like a bill.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is a bill. That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to use the structure. I think it's always cool to implement some kind of structure into the background because it all makes it so much deeper.
Yeah.
And especially because you use this brown-blue contrast, it makes it makes your text to stand out. So that's amazing. It's a good way to combine the background and the text.
Yeah.
I also like the style. It reminds me of the Wild West.
Yeah.
You know how you had those parties where the men with their guns met, and when they put the money on the table.
Boom. That's kind of how like poker is. It's like kind of serious, and people know what they're
gold
doing.
on the table.
Yeah, it's like I'm all in. Like that's what it. Yeah, that's totally the vibe here. I like this, Matt.
It's really cool, yeah.
I like the colors.
If that was the goal, it definitely reached us.
Yes. I like the colors you chose for the font. I think like if I were laying swatches out, I wouldn't even think to put those together, but they work so well. I really like how the blue kind of fades into this like seafoam green. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Awesome. Good job.
Yeah. Let's go to the next. Larissa.
Classic.
It's
Did you take the picture yourself?
I know. It looks really good. Got games, food, and drinks all night. That's what I like to hear. Digital and board games available. Everyone invited. I like this.
That's very smart to put the text on the screen and make it look like gamey.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I like the background choice. That little pink fade into the blue, kind of just makes
how
it.
people have LEDs behind their TV?
Yeah.
This is exactly how this looks like. I actually have one of those.
You have an LED? I love it.
Yeah, and then like my husband stands there and switches the light all the time.
Just to kind of give you multiple glows.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I definitely like the way you use this, Larissa.
The vibe is definitely there.
Yeah, it definitely elevates just the gaming experience that you're trying to create.
I would maybe the only thing that I would maybe do is put the background a little bit more into the background to give it more depth. So this gradient that you have there from blue to this violet color, maybe a little bit less saturation, so the game night screen actually pops out a little bit more.
Oh, yeah.
I think that will make it more deep and will give it more how do you say, will give it more
like
structure.
A little bit more depth too, right? Yeah, I think it's great. Awesome,
Good
Larissa.
job.
Let's go to the next. Jen, giving me some.
This is
it,
really
70s, 80s.
This looks like some
vibes?
experimental work right there.
Yeah, I really like all of the little kind of like pixelations around it.
Yeah.
And then you can see the controller in the middle, right? Yeah,
it's like one of those TVs in the 90s, you know, when they stopped working or when the signal was bad, you always get those little distractions, those little glitches.
Yeah, it's like when you have to, maybe this is not the 90s. Don't want to offend anyone. I was going to say move the antenna, but...
This was the 90s, by the way. I remember in Ukraine when I was a kid, we had a TV like that. Sometimes you have to knock on top and then it started working.
Or like... the classic is like you throw something at it.
Oh yeah, if you don't want to get up, you just throw some shoes on it.
Oh, I love it.
Oh yeah, no, it's really cool. I would like to know.
Vibes.
Yeah, right. I would like to know how this is made. I really like this style. It's really cool, and how this play.
Oh yeah, the play right here.
Logo there. Yeah, it's
like
cool.
It.
It's a really good job. I think the color scheme is really cool for a game night with those old consoles, you know?
Yeah,
like when you have a Nintendo.
The classics.
Yeah.
Maybe a Sega Genesis in there. Yeah. Cool.
Awesome. Good job.
Good job, Jen. Andres. Ooh, look at this.
That's cool.
First of all, I like the dimensions you chose, like this, like a standard flyer almost.
Yeah.
And
I love the colors.
Yeah.
The only thing is where it says party, I almost read panty.
Oh no.
So try if you're typing something, you can always adjust the type. You know, if just go a bit deeper into the vector and then try to align it a little bit more so it flows more fluent. Some typefaces are not. You know, sometimes you have to adjust the connection between the letters. So yeah, otherwise it's awesome.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I really like how also you made this this structure of like stars, universe yeah, overlay. It's a really cool flyer.
I really like this font. And for some reason, when I saw this, it reminded me of like the monster on Stranger Things.
Yeah.
And it's
little
tentacles. So
True.
awesome. And this kind of like Rubik's Cube design situation. And the old Game Boy, the classic. Yeah, I really like this. This is real cool. Yeah. Let's go to the next
good job.
one.
And the similar color palette, just combined with the super dark, which gives it a lot of depth.
Oh yeah, for sure. Andre, game night, March 3D. Oh no, March 3D. March 30.
March 30.
Don't fault me on that,
If you
guys.
think about games, you would actually automatically read 3D, right?
Yeah.
Just because it's so connected in your brain. Yeah, awesome.
This is like a classic type. Like,
yeah,
you can't look
Classic
at this
gaming
and
type.
not associate this with games or gaming culture in general, which is cool. Reminds me of like Nintendo.
Yeah. I would have one advice. If you would cover this space in between, it would maybe be a little bit better because at the moment they're pointing at something and you don't see any real object there. So you would expect something to see in the middle. So you're trying to figure out what this is in the background. I would maybe just center the game night March 30. So this is like in the middle and it gives all the attention to this information. Otherwise, the other option would be just to put something in the center, like a screen or something, like in the other variation we saw. That was kind of similar.
Yes.
Just give it a little bit more clarity.
Yes.
Otherwise, really cool.
Yeah.
I like how people are so sensitive about using the specific type that works with with game night.
Yeah. Axle. Ooh, this is interesting. So we have this like really interesting grainy texture over like the main image, which gives it like a really cool effect, kind of like a vintage classic effect.
Yeah, like a computer interface
Yeah.
of like people, when they code, they just see this black screen and then you have different color, this coding typeface.
And I'm assuming these are all like game references in the back here. So like, and maybe these are like classic games. Sorry, I'm not sure if they are. Well, I see Pac-Man in there.
Oh yeah,
I was
awesome.
around for that.
Yeah.
Oh, and Street
Right.
Racer. Those are good ones. But yeah, these look like
Awesome.
classic. Very cool.
There's
like
definitely a lot of thought in it.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that.
A lot of little details in here that are really cool. Are these old school knobs?
I think so.
Right?
I think so.
Yeah, you probably come from a really cool like era of gaming. Not to make any assumptions, but it's got that cool
It's my
vintage
era,
vibe.
by the way.
Right, it's like my era. But
Yeah, I think it's like 90s, around 90s, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of the like the text placement? So the
It
game
kind of reminds me of like Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
And you know how they have that golden type everywhere that shines super bright.
Yeah.
So it kind of has a mixed feeling of casino and coding for me. So yeah, I think it's a definitely a cool combination because games are not only digital games; they can also be poker, or like board games.
Exactly.
So it's an interesting contrast, but it's a cool combination too. So
yeah, I like it. This is something different.
Good job.
I like it. It's cool. Tyrone. So he's focused more on like what you said. So like more like card games, poker, blackjack.
no cell phones.
No
like that.
cell phones. I like that. I didn't even notice that at the bottom. So yeah, this is very classic. Like if you're going to a casino, you're trying to figure out what's going on. Game night begins at, when does game night start for like poker and stuff? Probably late. No, 9 p.m. says here.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah, there's just the right amount of information, just the most necessary things, and very important, no cell phones.
Exactly.
I think it's pretty cool. Of course, like you can try to decrease the distance between the lines a little bit to make it a little bit more compact and that you see that the information belongs together. No cell phones. Maybe I would also center it or make a little. You know how they have those little signs, sale stickers?
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of has his own little space. At the moment, it's kind of lost somewhere and also very close to the cards. So you don't really understand where it belongs. Maybe just give it a little bit more space or create a little own spot for it. So yeah, but otherwise it's cool.
It's
I
good
really like it.
advice. All right, Tyrone. Anissa. Oh, so this is more like this era, I feel like, very relevant. I like the little pixelated wallpaper with like all of the different icons that you may see associated with video games. I think that's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And the glow on that side font, bring your A game. Good copy. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. I also really like that picture. It looks very polished, and it kind of looks very appealing to me. And it's also it fits to the background. All the colors are nicely proportionate. So yeah, I like this one a lot actually.
Yeah. See the Super Smash on there? You can come to our game night anytime. I love it.
Minecraft, that's definitely for today's
Yep. Fortnite.
game generation. Fortnite, Minecraft, yeah.
Yes. Lovely job, Anissa.
Yeah, good job.
All right, Marley. I like it.
This is very graphical. I like that. It's amazing.
I
The
like
type is well chosen and well placed.
Yeah.
The information is well distributed as well. You see a hierarchy. You see, the first thing you see is game night because it has this bright yellow color that points to it. And then you see the bigger size typeface at the bottom says March 8th, which is the more important information. And then you get into the smaller text that says more detailed information. So I really like the fact that the hierarchy is very clear and the information pieces of information are well arranged. Yeah, I think it's a really good job. I would say it looks very professional.
Yeah. I like how the date stands out too, because that's obviously very important aside from the event itself. So that, like you said, the placement there is perfect. And then all of these little details in here in this golden strip where you have all these different consoles and like desktops, and you can see like CD-ROM. So like you're going back. So this is really cool.
Yeah.
Very polished.
I think it's a really good job. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Marley. All right, Chris. Gnarly game night. I love all of your copy choices. You guys are doing great.
Oh, these are two variations of.
Oh, maybe it's front and back.
Front
yeah.
and back.
So this is like a print.
Yeah, if it's a front and back, makes sense.
This has that retro vibe too. The font choice is very interesting. It's got like, it's kind of like that Fright Night.
Oh yeah.
But still kind of gives something to the retro style choice.
I like the colors in the top part. The typeface also might be something that you see on game covers.
Oh yeah.
So it reminds me of something, I just don't remember the name, but it's definitely a good choice. The back though, maybe make it look kind of similar to the front, so you see that those belong together. At least maybe the color range, at least maybe you could use the background, this behind the text, the blue background. You could also insert the same gradient that you used at the on the triangle. That would already make it look like it belongs together. So maybe that would be my only thing.
Yeah. Someone made a good point about the texture. That's a good way to describe it. The background has a little bit of texture right here, and like you can see some blemishes. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Also, I wish pizza where I live was 70 cents. So if you have that, please send that our way for tomorrow with our wine. So, but yeah, this is awesome.
Oh yeah, wine and pizza tomorrow. That sounds like a plan.
Soda 50 cents. I think we're in the makings of a really cool party, guys. I'm excited. Okay, Gen C.
Ooh.
Oh, Jen, did you submit already?
This looks very similar to the one that you submitted before.
Yeah.
I think it's just a different layout where the controller stands out a little bit more. I'm not sure if I like this one or the other one better. They just have a little bit of a different approach.
Yeah.
I feel here there is a little bit less of disturbance, of glitch. It makes you look more at the picture in the back. There's a lot of space in between, I would say. That's a bit blank, so maybe I would put the game night and let's play some games a little bit more closer together, so you have a context and form of type, I would say. So I feel like the version before might be...
So she just...
Oh, okay.
She just confirmed this is the old version.
Oh,
so the one
okay.
we saw before,
so you improved. Okay.
Yes, we see the improvement.
Yeah.
Actually, perfect. So
All
I
right.
think that
Cool.
lined up.
Awesome. That clears
Yes.
up things.
Oh, that's it for today. We had
job,
a lot
guys.
of really good ones. Good job.
Awesome.
we're gonna have a party. It's gonna happen, I'm telling you. Yeah, so next time we will have another Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. You know where to find it. Click the challenge link tomorrow, and then you can get started. There will be a new prompt, so we can have another party tomorrow. Maybe it will be a pizza party. We don't know. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, let's get back to the work.
Yay! Let's get back to our house that doesn't look like a prison anymore, which I'm very happy about.
No
I was
more
actually a
wine
little
prison.
bit worried. Now it looks way more like a vineyard. So, I just realized that these make really cool little parts that you can kind of combine with each other in a different way. So I guess that's what we're gonna do also with this part. We're gonna just frame it, and then we're gonna use it later on as well.
These are looking good. Exciting.
Yeah. I'm also excited about the colors.
Some people are sad
gonna
about
be-
the no more wine prison. I don't think you guys want to go there, even if there is wine, but correct me if I'm wrong. Gotta love glitches. Jenny says, nice grid.
Yeah.
I love how supportive you guys are.
Yeah,
on
you
here.
guys are awesome. Thank
Everybody-
you so much.
Yeah, everybody gave good feedback during the Daily Creative Challenge. That's awesome. Keep it up. Y'all gotta support each other and keep collaborating. That's super important.
Yep,
Don't
that's
forget.
the only way we learn things.
Exactly. So now we're adjusting some of these shapes that you created.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna modify them a little bit in the process.
So since we're getting closer to the end, can you tell them what we're going to be working on tomorrow?
Yeah.
And then on Thursday?
Sure. So tomorrow we're gonna put together the label actually, and some assets that you use as a business stationery, like business cards, a stamp, maybe a little ad or something like that. And yeah, we'll see how far we'll come tomorrow. And then on Friday we're gonna put the graphics inside the mockups, so you will actually see how the product looks in the end.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that will be the fun part, just to kind of see it all play
Yeah.
out, see it live.
Definitely. Yeah.
And then maybe we'll have our own bottle in here with the label. That
Oh,
would
yeah.
be awesome. Then we can cheers.
Yeah.
But we can't do that on Adobe Live. But you guys can cheers for us. That would be
Yeah.
great.
That would be amazing.
We'll join you with a water glass.
Yeah.
Munir has a question.
Sure.
Do you recommend a book for typography?
Ooh.
There's a lot of good ones.
Okay, you recommend.
I can't remember the author. Let me see if I can look it up. So at Adobe, we get a lot of different book resources. While I look that up, maybe you can talk to them about what are your favorite types of type to use? Because we know that's extremely important in...
I actually like the contrast between serif and sans serif.
I love this.
Yeah,
love sans
I
serifs.
love using a bold serif font that has a lot of character, and then underlining it with sans serif in a smaller typeface. Yeah, that's my go-to. Otherwise, I really love sans serifs. Everything that's minimalistic, clean shapes. I love it. And sans serifs, I would say some that have very high contrasts in the thickness. So yeah, I think for me it's very pleasant to see.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of sans and sans serifs. I just like the sleekness of it. And you can do a lot with it, especially in brand identity projects. And playing around with high contrast, like that stuff is really cool. You have a little bit more freedom and manipulation.
Yeah.
So I would agree with you. Hold on, I'm finding this book. I just bought a new one on Amazon.
Oh, yeah?
Maybe I should just go to my Amazon account.
I want to know.
It's a thick one.
I feel like type is something you need. If you want to learn about it, yeah, you can look at it. And I feel like books that you buy, you can look at them, but it's not something that actually teaches you about it. I feel like you need to draw it. Like I was when I was learning about type, I was usually sketching it, trying to understand how the angles are and how what exactly the characteristics are of a certain typeface. So I feel like that helps a lot, just to try sketch it out, just to try mark the little things, and that's the way also you can remember the characteristics of a typeface, which you can use later on in your career. I think it's always useful to know the differences between the typefaces. And Adobe has brought out some really cool typefaces that you can also modify in the process. The one that we used last time was also really cool.
The one that we use for the headers?
The one that we used for the book. Let me try. Should I try to find it?
And if you want to learn a lot more about type, I would definitely recommend looking up Sarah Hinman. The book I just bought is from her, but she has this like really cool game called she has a book called Why Fonts Matter, but there's this game. It's kind of replicating a dating game. Let's see if I can find it on here. And it kind of ties in type philosophy and science. It's called What's Your Type? So here we go. It's super exciting. I just
What's your
ordered
type?
this.
So
it's a game, but it kind of helps you figure out what type of type you're looking for in your design or for design projects, and it's based off of type philosophy and different feelings that you're trying to evoke from your clients or for your brand, and it's super fun and cool. I highly recommend it. She does a lot of type research, and so you can find a lot of that on her website, and she's got a lot of accolades, so I would definitely check her out if you're interested in learning more about typography.
Yeah, and there's one really cool typeface that came out recently on Adobe Fonts. It's called Lust. We used it also for the book that we made last time. And here you can actually change the typeface in the process. So it's adapting to whatever you want it to be. So it's really cool. There's these really cool options popping out, and you can be really playful with it. Create something really cool just for these options. So yeah, that's something worth trying out. All right, this is coming good.
Yeah.
Together. I'm just missing a couple lines here. Let's see.
You're getting close to the end, my friends.
Yeah.
Or just the end of today, not the end, because you will be here
tomorrow. We'll continue.
Yes, with your glass of wine.
Yay! With your guys' glass of wine.
We'll have our water glass.
All right. I would say we'll continue with the labels tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then let's see how this goes. I'm really excited. Actually, I did not really imagine what it's gonna be in the end. So I'm pretty happy that we had the time to experiment a little bit with the little shapes and create some pattern. And
got some good suggestions.
I feel like the base we created is pretty good.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow, putting it together to different combinations will be really interesting.
Yeah. Catch us tomorrow and shout out some of your favorite wine labels that you've seen lately.
Oh, yeah.
We can chat about that tomorrow. But until then, we'll see you later.
See you guys.
See ya.
Thank you.